Happy Sunday, guys. I'm sitting out in my backyard today and reading a book. It's called The Four Agreements. And the first agreement is to always be impeccable with your word. What does this mean? It's not only about not telling lies, but it's also about not gossiping and saying bad things about others and about yourself. Sometimes we'll say things about ourselves in our mind and we'll start to believe them, and they're not true. And it becomes part of our reality for, it can be our whole lives that we'll actually believe and live our lives around the fact that, around the suggestion that something is true about us that's not true. What do you say about yourself in your mind that is not true? Has someone else said something to you in the past and it's stuck up there in your mind and you're thinking, am I really that way? A lot of this is subjective. But I guess it's probably a year or so ago now, I took a notebook and I did this exercise where I wrote down everything in that notebook that I had in my mind that was negative about me. Whether it originated from me or from somebody else, or I didn't know where it originated. Every negative thought I had, I just poured it out onto paper. It was probably 10 pages in this notebook. And, it was anything from, you're not as smart as most other people. You talk too much. You get on people's nerves. Whatever. You're not a good mom. Just whatever it was in my mind that I could think of. 10 pages, y'all. 10 pages worth of stuff. And I probably could have written more, honestly. And I'm not really, I've never been like a self-loathing type of person. I've always been somebody who thought that I loved myself, but I still have that negative messaging in my head. It's just human nature. We all have it. And so anyway, so I closed this notebook and I didn't open it for probably, a couple weeks. And when I opened it again, I'm like, okay, Kim, I want you to read over all this stuff that you said about yourself. All these true messages that were in your head. And I want you to look at them and ask yourself, is this actually true? So I read every single one. And y'all, they sounded so ridiculous. I mean, it was like, really? Like, okay. It just sounded like I was having a big pity party. But at the time, in my mind, that stuff was true. So, and then if I got to one on the page that I thought, this might actually be true, that was the one I worked on. That was the one I told myself, okay, you're going to make this a goal this month. You're going to work on this. Anyway, just a thought, something that you could do. Along with diet, your mind starts to expand. Like, I'm thinking more clearly now. I need to work on myself. Like, I need to work on my body, but I need to work on this. And that's something that I'm doing. So, trying to read a book here and there, I don't really have a certain goal of how many to read, but if I could just read new books that would help me better myself as a human being, and not just to benefit myself, to benefit everybody around me, especially my family and people that I directly have contact with. You know, if we all did that, think of how much better the world would be. So, tell me what you think. Can you make a list of things that you say to yourself and then go back in a week and tell me what you think about that list? Are those things true? Are they not true? Are they ridiculous? Or are there things that you need to work on? Because we definitely all have those. So, anyway, happy Sunday, y'all. I'm going to sit out here in my backyard and enjoy the peace and quiet and just have a lazy Sunday. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Bye.